Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ral, aka Love Glam. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I just want to use this opportunity to say Happy New Year and Merry belated Christmas. I am so sorry I didn't wish you guys a Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas because I haven't filmed in a few weeks. I had exams and now it's Christmas holidays. So today I will be doing my makeup on camera as I talk to you guys about my 2018, which I'm sure you guys can already tell from the title. Basically, it is 2018 year in review, basically reflecting on my year. And I haven't done this sort of thing ever, so this is the very first time I'm doing it, so bear with me. I just feel like the older I get, the more aware and the more intentional I'm trying to be with my life. So here it is. And hopefully this could inspire you guys to kind of sit down and reflect on your 2018, because if you reflect, you're able to actually see what you did wrong, see what you did right, what you were proud of, etc., etc., and that way you're able to set a better goal for your 2019. So instead of sitting down and talking to you guys and, you know, it kind of being boring, I wanted to do something different. So I will be doing my makeup as I talk about my 2018. And I'm going to list all of the products I use for my makeup down below, so that way I'm not kind of like interrupting you guys to be like, this is a brow gel. So if you guys want to know everything I used, it will be down below. Please and respect my year, because this is me being totally open with you guys of my shortcomings, my successes, etc., etc. I wanted to make sure that I covered all areas instead of just like rambling. So I researched some questions to kind of help you kickstart your thinking about your year. I'm going to share those questions down below as well. And I'm also going to be reading them out before I answer them, so that way you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to answer. So the very first question is, what were my best achievements this year? So if you guys follow me, if you guys have followed me for a while, you'll know that last year, before last year began, I made a vision board because I wanted to kind of like have goals. Again, that was like my very first time making a vision board. So like I said, a lot of the things I'm doing as I get older, I kind of want to be intentional with my life and my goal setting, etc. So when it comes to my best achievements for the year, on the vision board, I had said going back to school, because I took a year off. I've been taking like years off here and there to kind of like work due to like financial reasons. So I took a year off to work. That year was last year. So I definitely did that. I was able to pay off like my debt, my student debt, and I was able to go back to school, which was pretty awesome. And another achievement is actually like when I took the year off, I was able to get a 9-to-5 full-time job. And for me, that was something very new for me, in the sense that I have worked in the past. I'm a makeup artist, if some of you guys know that, but I've worked for brands like YSL, MAC, NARS, Bare Minerals, etc. It could be full-time, but it's not like an office job, if that makes sense. So this year, I really wanted to try a 9-to-5 office job to see if that's for me. I was very proud of myself because my start time was 7 a.m. So I had to wake up at 5 o'clock, be out of my house 5:30 in order to make it to work for, for 7, because I had to commute. So another accomplishment that I'm very, very proud of is taking my very first solo trip ever. So for my birthday was in October, I basically went to Thailand for my birthday all by myself, across the pond. Okay, across the globe, technically not the pond. 17.5 hours of flight later, I was in Thailand for my birthday. When I was reflecting on this, when looking at pictures and stuff, I was like, I cannot believe I actually took a trip by myself, not anywhere close to home, very far away from home. A very proud achievement for me, and it opened so many doors in terms of curiosity and wanting to explore the world, because the world is like so much more than us. So it was definitely a great experience. Another achievement that I was very proud of for the year was Operation Homeless. If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you guys know back in 2015 I started an initiative of feeding the homeless. Basically, it just started as something I wanted myself and my friends to do together. I basically asked my friends if they want to help feed about like 40 homeless people. They're like, sure. So everyone donated money, just my friends only, and then we fed 40 people. And then as the year went by, we actually joined forces with a few of my friends, so it's like there's 4 of us on the team. So now we actually do it annually. This year was our 3rd year doing it, because I did it in 2015, and then we didn't do it in 2016, and then in 2017 we did it, and then this year was the 3rd. We went from like 40 people to like about 60 people last year to helping about 200 plus people this year. Like, it was insane. We were able to feed 100 plus people, and then we're able to provide winter accessories to about 100 people on the street. So it was honestly one of my favorite achievements of the year, just to know that we were able to make such an impact, of course with the help of our friends, community, everyone alike. It means so much to me. Like, there's so much story behind the reason why I even wanted to do it in the first place. So yeah, another achievement that I am very proud of this year was being able to change my camera gear. I bought a new camera, which is what I'm using now, so learning how it works. So, you know, which opened the door to my creativity to just kind of like run wild. I was able to start what you call advanced selfie. Look it up if you guys don't know what it is, but basically it's self-photography, taking your own photos by yourself. So if you go somewhere, you take your own photos. If you guys want to see some of the photos I've taken by myself, head on to my lifestyle Instagram page. You guys are going to find everything there. Pretty much that for the first question. The second question reads, how did those achievements make you feel? I think I kind of answered how it made me feel. Going back to school just kind of like gave me that hope, because like my lifestyle mantra is like honestly never giving up. Like, yes, sometimes it's not gonna work according to how you plan it, but just like keep going. So I was very, very proud that I was able to go back to school. I didn't give up regardless of like whatever financial problem that I experienced. I just kept going and I found solution. And yep, so that's definitely how the going back to school made me feel. And the 9 to 5, again, like I feel like I've already talked about it. It's something I wanted to try out. It's something that I wanted to see if it's the route for me. Like, can I sit in an office for the rest of my life? And I was very grateful for getting that experience, because that experience also taught me like, no, you cannot. Like, no. Like, I can sit to do something I love, but if it's something I could care less about, definitely not. But even at that 9 to 5, as much as it made me feel like I accomplished something, it also like took me through a lot of emotional roller coaster. Is this too bright? Okay, I think this is better. The reason why I say that is because when I took a year off of school, I wanted to get a 9 to 5, obviously, to work. But then also I felt qualified for a lot of jobs I didn't get. Like, I interviewed and I didn't get, and the reason was because like once I said, oh, I'm not graduated yet, I'm just taking some time off, I felt like a lot of them kind of like shut me out right away, like, oh, she's not even done school. It was emotional roller coaster, because even like the 9 to 5 that I ended up getting, I feel like I was very overqualified for it. It was a position that I was not necessarily like not proud of, but it was like I could do better, I can earn better. What the heck is going on? That was kind of like how the 9 to 5 made me feel. But I'm a strong believer of like everything happening for a reason. So as much as it made me feel that way, I also understood that it was necessary, you know, to get me where I need to be in life. I'm just going down the list. The solo trip, like, I felt empowered. I felt like I could take on the world. Being able to plan an entire trip by myself, get on a plane for 17.5 hours by myself. I was like, girl, you are stronger than you think. And even being there and being able to just kind of like cater to yourself, like cater to your own needs. Do what you want when you want to do it. Like, I came back and my friends were like, because I was so happy, my friends were like, so does that mean like you will never take a trip with us again? I was like, no, not really. I'll still take trips with you guys, but just taking that trip just kind of gave me that, girl, you can do this, you got this type of reasoning. And I was very, very, very grateful for that. And of course, like the Operation Homeless, I was very happy that an initiative that I thought about like a few years ago is something that a lot of people recognized and were willing to help. And my girls were able to even become a part of the team and help the cause, because they also stand for the same thing. And for my buying a camera, just kind of like re-releasing my creativity, that also made me feel really, really good. And the next question is, What were my 3 biggest challenges or obstacles I faced this year? How did I overcome them? And who did I become as a result? This one is kind of like really heavy-hearted. So I'm going to carve out my crease first before we go into it. 3 of them, I'm going to name them right away. Self-discipline, hard work / work ethics, and weight gain. You know what they say about like how you treat one part of your life or one aspect of your life bleeds on. So if you're disciplined on one aspect, automatically the discipline leads throughout. That was something I really struggled about. What I was saying about discipline being like one of my biggest challenges for 2018. I started off the year on such a high note. I was going after my goals. I was crossing out things. But once I started my 9 to 5, that's when the discipline went out the roof. Because out the roof or out the window? Out the window. Because I would wake up, like I said, I would wake up at 5, get to work at 7, get off work at 3:30, get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock sometimes due to rush hour. And because I was doing something I could care less about, if that makes sense. I was so drained. Like, it was very draining. Like, at first I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get home and then I'm gonna shower and film a video. Because it was so draining, whenever I got home, all I really wanted to do was shower, eat, have dinner, make dinner, and just lay in my bed and watch something before it gets dark again and I have to do all of this all over again. Slowly, because I was feeling that way, my self-discipline kind of like started diminishing slowly, and then before you know it, I had no motivation to film. I kind of like, honestly, for lack of a better word, I became lazy. And then also I was like working during the weekends as well, which was messing me up because, as you guys know, or some of you guys may know, I do YouTube, yes, but I'm also a freelance makeup artist. And because it was like summertime, of course people had things to do, like there were weddings, there were things to be done during the weekend. And because I was working, sometimes I would cancel work, sometimes call in sick if it was like a lot of people, but I was not able to take clients as much as I had wanted to. Because simply it just did not coincide with my 9 to 5, and I hated that because I started losing clients. I went through a phase where I literally had to ask myself, I'm like, are you still a makeup artist? Like, do you even still do makeup? It was really tough for me, to be very honest with you, and which ties in, again, like one aspect of your life really ties into numerous aspects. So as a result of that, my weight gain aspect of it began, because obviously I would sit on my ass for 8 hours in front of a computer, eat, and then I would come home, shower, and then eat, and then lay on my bed and watch Netflix, and then go to bed, and then repeat the next day, which now bled into the hard work and the work ethics being out of the window. Because once upon a time, I remember back in like 2016 was like my favorite year when it came to my brand, when it came to the Love Glam brand. Like, the phrase like never not working was my ish. Like, I was never not working. Like, it's either like I'm doing schoolwork or I'm doing Love Glam work. Full time was just like draining my soul, and as a result my work ethics went out the window. And the second part of the question asked, let's see, how did you overcome them, and what did I become as a result? To be frankly honest with you, I have not overcome them yet. I am still working on overcoming it. I wanted to be very honest in this video. I didn't want to come on camera and tell you guys of how everything I've achieved without really telling you guys the obstacles that I have also faced, because I have faced a lot of them. So basically that's pretty much it for the 3 challenges. That one was kind of like a little difficult for me to even say and film, but I'm glad I got it out there. And I'll probably do a video in the future when I conquer it and when I have my old self back, so I can help whomever that is going through it, because I know we all go through these things, you know. The 4th question is, how have I developed or changed as a person? I've grown a lot in this year. I've matured a lot. I feel like this year was like my make or break year, where I'm thinking of like the future. Like, whenever I would feel down, or whenever I'm feeling like, okay, like I'm lacking discipline on this, I'm always like really hard on myself in terms of, okay, this is literally going to define your entire future. You know what I mean? My impulsiveness, I used to be very impulsive. Like, of course I'm working on it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm no longer impulsive, but back in the day I used to be very impulsive, especially when angered, or when I felt like I was put in a corner. Now I am not as impulsive as I used to be. I love texts, because I have texted so many things, in this past year, and halfway through I've deleted all of it, and I'm like, it's not even worth it, Ral. It's not even worth it. Like, kindly delete all of it. Kindly just say, okay, I've heard, or okay, I'm sorry. So, and I like texting because of that. Now, next question is, what have I done differently this year? What new people have I met, or new experiences I have had? I have definitely spoken up more. I feel like in the past I would, for the betterment of everyone, not say my mind, and then as a result I'm like just holding on to like this anger. Like, I will still like be normal, but then I'm just angry for no reason, you know what I mean? So for the betterment of my own psyche and my own mental health and happiness, I speak up more, and I don't speak up to like attack. I speak up to find solution. So I will be like, okay, like what you did was like messed up, but like moving forward, like how could we fix it? I didn't just speak up to be like, okay, I got it off my chest, I yelled at this person, good. No, I've met a lot of amazing people throughout the year, but definitely the people that I met while I was in Thailand was definitely the highlight for me. Traveling has like definitely enriched them, if that makes sense. Like the way they talk, the way they see the world is just so fascinating, and something I definitely admired. And I was like, wow, okay, if this is what traveling does to your soul, sign me up. Like, I want to travel more. I want to see the world, because the world is just so much bigger than us. Definitely going to be seeing a lot of them if I end up in the countries that they reside in. And the next question is, how much fun have I had this year? Was I fulfilled? So in terms of how much fun I've had this year, when I was writing down the talking points, I found that things I considered fun was like when I was traveling. I went to Houston, went to New York, went to Thailand. So definitely I've had my own fair share of fun. In terms of fulfillment, I've had this, like, I'd call my fulfillment feeling a seesaw. I have some moments where I felt like I was really like living a fulfilled life, and then I have other moments where I was like, oh God. But the most feeling of fulfillment that I felt was for Operation Homeless. Next question is, who has helped me, been influential, or impacted my life this year? I definitely will have to give that to my friends, my sister, and my cousin. Honestly, I'm forever so grateful for them, because like I said, this year I had my moments, and they were there every step of the way, talking to me and helping me see the positives. Because sometimes when you're in it, you're not really seeing how to look up, or like how this could definitely look up from there on. You're like, okay, like I'm stuck, like what is life? So I was very, very grateful that they were able to be by my side and talk me through the moments where I felt that way. And next question is, what am I really proud of? So one of the things I'm very, very proud of this year is venturing into photography. And I ain't no like Alyssa Ashley or something, but I definitely love what I'm learning. I love what I'm teaching myself. I love what I'm finding on the internet. Like, I just love the fact that I'm actually able to take photos, like, and tell a story. Like, I've felt this type of way. Like, I felt like I was kind of like tired of the type of photos I was taking for a while, because it was just like I would stand there, I would take photos. Like, it was not telling a story. It was not exuding a mood. So I'm very, very proud of the fact that I was able to begin to take photos that, like, people be like, oh, this photo looks so cozy, or like this photo looks so this. Like, I was very happy. Also, I learned, or started learning, how to film like cinematographic videos, like cinematography, just kind of like, you know, what a B-roll was, how to exude a certain emotion through video making. Of course, not like makeup tutorial, because it can't really do much. All you're doing is just like sitting in front of a camera. But I'm talking about like vlogs, hence why like my Thailand vlog is taking forever, because I'm like, how do I want to edit it to be different? Next question is everything I have done this year in alignment with my big dream or goal? And the answer is yes, 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 and a big fat yes. And it's so funny, because when it's happening, like when these things are happening to you, like things that are quote unquote not how you planned them, you're feeling like, oh God, like everything I planned, nothing is working. This is not my plan for the year. My year is going terribly. But when you really think about it, all of these things are actually working towards the greater good. It's not how you planned it. It's not what you planned, but it's definitely happening. And that's pretty much it for the 9 questions that I found online. to kind of like help you reflect. So I'm still gonna talk about like the rest of my year. Of course, there's some things that the questions did not cover, and that's pretty much like kind of like an overview of my vision board. I honestly think maybe I achieved a good 70% on it. And also, like I said, this like last year was like my first year making a vision board. So at first, when the year was ending, I was kind of like hard on myself because I was like, oh my god, all these things that I wrote. If you knock out everything on the vision board, that's amazing. You don't have to achieve everything on your vision board to feel like you conquered the year, and that was like the biggest misconception that I had, because as the year was coming to an end, I was like beating myself up pretty much. I was like, oh gosh, you wrote all these things, you didn't achieve them. But one way or the other, I achieved more. I even achieved things I didn't have on the board. So that's the most important thing to kind of like bear in mind when you're doing your year review. Kind of like reflect on the ones that you did achieve, and also the goals that you didn't even write down that you ended up achieving. Pretty much what I wanted to say with that one. So in terms of my vision board, I took a solo trip. Initially, the solo trip I had written down was to Paris, but that will still happen next year by God's grace. So I was still able to take a solo trip to somewhere else I hadn't planned, which turned out to be like one of the highlights of my year. Went back to school. On my vision board I had going back to school. I went back to school. It was like financial responsibility, and that of course is not like a achieve in like 2.5 seconds type goal, so it's still ongoing. I have been better with my money this year compared to other years, and I've practiced the most self-love I have ever done this year. In terms of like the health and fitness aspect of things, that was probably like the part that I failed the most. But I'm not going to, as much as I said I lost like discipline and as a result weight gain, all these things, yes, I did all of that, but I'm also not going to take it away from myself that it was something I never stopped thinking about. Like, I feel like for you to completely feel like you failed a goal, you have to actually like never think about it, like, oh, like accept your fate. I've constantly thought about like how to implement and how to change it. So I'm not really viewing it as a failure, more so just a goal that is transferred to the next year to be achieved intentionally. And I have Operation Homeless here, which this year it did phenomenally well, so I'm very, very happy and very, very proud of that. In terms of friendship, I put friendship there. I would like to think that my friendship thrived this year, not as much as it has in the previous years. I feel like everyone is just like kind of growing, doing their own thing, and I felt like I went through phases where I wasn't really pursuing my friendships as much as I should. I don't know. At that, I feel like it was partially accomplished. I could do better. That's essentially what I'm saying. I know I could do better because they've called me on my shit so many times, and I've called myself on my shit too. Like, I know I could do better. So here's to 2019 and doing better and building friendships that matter. Something like daily devotion. At the beginning of the year, like I said, when it comes to these goals, like the beginning of the year, I was here. Like, I was doing it. I was doing daily devotions. I was, especially on my commute to work, I was there. I was listening to podcasts, Elevation Church podcasts. But as the year like unfolded and a lot of things were happening, I kind of fell off, and I was not proud of that at all. So definitely something I would love to revisit in the new year and just kind of make it a part of me and not just a goal for the year. Like, you know, talk to God more, which I have talked to God a lot more this year than I have ever, but it wasn't like daily devotion per se. Just kind of like conversations of like, you know, praying about something, or like just having a conversation with yourself and God. I bought a new camera. Yeah, I put a new camera there. Bought a new camera. Workshop. I didn't have my workshop this year, but I'm planning something that is better than that. So keep your eyes peeled for the new year. I'm not even seeing that as something I didn't get to do, because I am working on something much better than the workshop. But basically that's it. I looked through my vision board again, and I've covered everything. I've covered the things I accomplished. I've covered the things that I'm working on. Of course, I didn't cover every single thing. And that's pretty much it for the video and reflection on my year. Oh god, this video is gonna be really, really long. I can feel it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this is my first time filming a video like this, so bear with me and please show some respect, because I legit like was very open to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I challenge everyone to please take some time and reflect. Just reflect on your shortcomings, reflect on your achievements. I'm gonna post all the questions down below to kind of like spark it, because to be honest with you, reflection for me does not come easy. I know a lot of people can sit down and journal things and do all these things. For me, it does not come that easy. So I was very grateful when I came across these questions. They were able to kickstart my thinking process on how to think about how my year went. So that being said, I feel like I got a whole load of stuff off my chest. I'm very excited for the new year. I know it's not going to be easy, especially with like trying to get back on my discipline, work ethic, weight loss, all those things, devotion to God. Like, those are my top priority for the new year. And then also the theme for the previous, well, not previous year, the theme for this 2018 for me was take initiative and just do it, Raul. I saw that manifest in a lot of things, like just take initiative, just do it. Like, I did a lot of things for the very first time this year. Some of them worked out, some of them not so well. So I'm very, very proud of that, and I'm excited for the word for next year, the theme rather for next year. For me, it's just like maximizing on my talent, and of course some money, because you know, you gotta start thinking long term, trying to think of like how to make money long term. So for my year for 2018, I'm speaking out into existence, it is maximizing my talent. And I do thank God for all the talents that He's given me, because of course we live in a society where our parents want us to be doctors, lawyers, and if you're not that, engineers, and if you're not that, then you failed. But this year was the very first year that I realized I'm a creative one. I'm one of the creative bunch. I am not going to pursue like the medicals or the law. I don't know, who's to say what the future holds, but for now I realized for the very first time this year that I want to pursue my creativity to the maximum. I even thanked my father for spilling the creative juice into my blood. So that's it. And again, I'm so sorry that this video is really, really long, but I hope you guys watched through the end. If you made it through the end, I wish you a very, very happy new year. God bless you, and I hope that all of your dreams and goals and aspirations manifest in the new year. That being said, I'm going to say bye now. So bye.